All right then. Good morning, guests and fellow Toastmasters. A warm welcome to meeting number 280 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I am Chaithra Lakshminarayan, your sergeant at arms for today's meeting. To ensure you get maximum impact of our today's meeting, let me quickly walk you through a couple of ground housekeeping rules. We request all of y'all to put in your full commitment to get the maximum out of today's meeting. So I would say now that your 2 hours of time is already here, so we would expect you to be here mentally too. Secondly, tech etiquettes. Please ensure that your mic is unmuted only when there is need, and your audio is in full capacity and your video is on. We request all of you all to come on by turning your video on. All of you all request all the members, guests, please try your best. We would request you all to turn on your video. It'd be nice to see all of you all on video. It's just a week once that we get an opportunity to. Very nice. Thank you, guest Satya, for turning on your video. All right, then. Moving ahead. Make sure that you intervene over chat only when there is a need. And secondly, avoid intervening when somebody is engaging us with anything to do with their prepared speeches or other aspects of today's scheduled meeting. And if there are any other difficulties that you're encountering, please bring that forth to me as your sergeant at arms or other officers of the club. And aside that, next, I have to speak about mindful dialogue. It's very important that we all stay conscious of what we speak, right? So it's important for us to refrain from speaking on a couple of aspects. Here at Gabby's, we do not encourage those. Those being sex, religion, or politics. Let's remain strictly responsible to our core mission, which is at the Gabby's Toastmaster Club, we ensure that we provide a supportive, positive learning experience where every member builds communication, leadership, and personal growth. And finally, I would say do not forget to applaud. Let's encourage everybody to applaud. Of course, applauding is contagious. With that, to officially start off today's journey, I would like to introduce our club. Do we have Sourav with us? I'd
I
like
am
to.
there, Chaitra, but Nancy will take over as the PO. I'm not the PO today, and basically now we have to first actually give it to the
Election
to
officer.
Gaurii, the election chair.
Okay,
So
fair.
PO will come later today.
All right, then. Thank you for
I
letting me
can't.
know.
Yeah, but I'll not be able to speak. I'm in the middle of a lot of things, so I'll just be there. Okay, for the purpose of forum. Another way.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting me know that. And yes, before I give it away to our uh, to Toastmaster Gaurii, I think I had something very important to make a note of, since our topic for today is turning point. So I'd like to let you know that you may not always find a comfortable life. You may not always be able to solve all the world's problems at once. But don't ever underestimate the importance you can have, because history has shown us that courage can be contagious and hope can take a life of its own. This is what Michelle Obama says, and I totally agree with us. Over to you, our general evaluator and EC for today, Gaurii. And I think I need to briefly introduce her. I think Gaurii has been an exceptional person from who I know. And I think an introduction is a very, very unnecessary, I would say, because Gaurii is so infectious with her smile, her attitude. Pretty much everybody who's just joined Gabby's knows her very well at just one uh, conversation. That's how good she is at it. And I would say her conversations are not just something for the sake of a forum, but her conversations are pretty authentic and honest. And aside that, she has a very strong professional background. She is a CA. So it's very rare for us to see CAs having this attitude that she carries in. It's very warm and welcoming. I'm sure you would, um, if given an opportunity, please have a conversation with Gaurii. You will know how contagious that is. So yes, now I'd like to hand it over to our EC for today, Gaurii Aggarwal. Over to you, Gaurii. Let's welcome her with a round of applause.
Thank you, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Chaithra. Because of you, I have my chin up and my shoulders back. Okay, now a very, very good morning to fellow Toastmasters and guests present in the meeting today. Today is a very special meeting and a momentous occasion. We are conducting the elections for the Executive Committee of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. But before we proceed, allow me to take a moment and share with you my journey as an ExCom member here at Gabbys. Now, Toastmasters is a beautiful duality of communication and leadership. And what I discovered was that they intertwine. Everything we learn on the speaking floor, we get to practice in the boardroom, which is the ExCom, whether we like it or not. We learn how much to say. It's impromptu speaking. We have to take quick decisions when we are in the ExCom. We learn to respect time. Nobody likes lectures at that forum. We develop a rich vocabulary because precision in language is also precision in thought. How can we forget the listening skills? Because a good leader was first a good listener. Even when someone is telling you something, you are not interested to listen at 9 a.m. in the morning. And perhaps the most beautiful part of Toastmasters is we bring together people from all walks of life and all experiences and backgrounds. You learn to meet people where they are in their journey. You learn to celebrate their strength gracefully and elegantly and let go of what doesn't serve you. Another important learning for me was situational fluency. Knowing when to get in, knowing when to get back, knowing which arguments deserve your voice and which just deserve a deep breath in a cup of coffee. Knowing when to hold your ground, knowing when to let go. I think these are more than leadership skills. They happen to be life skills, particularly for me as a VP membership. How I made someone feel in the first 1 minute of talking to them decided whether they're going to stay or go. We never sold Gabbys at Toastmasters. We just listened to what they really wanted. Were they coming in for confidence? Were they coming in for community? Were they coming in to take a position in leadership, a promotion? And listen to them undistracted. I would like to take this opportunity to also let all of you know that Gabbys Toastmaster Club achieved the status of a super club, and the whole ExCom had a big role to play in that. A super club is when a club is a Smedley's Distinguished Club as well as Beat the Clock. So these are different membership awards that Toastmasters gives to the clubs. What makes Gabby special and probably the finest clubs in our region is not just the awards, but the growth in our people. All of you sitting here have had a journey from where you started to where you are today. Now let us look ahead. It is time to pass the torch. And it is time to elect our, with the same passion, the same purpose, and the same pride. Let the elections begin. Now, at the onset, I request, do we have Ankur Vishwakarma in the meeting?
No, Ankur is not there in the meeting.
No,
you can ask there. Chaithra to substitute.
Okay, Thank you, DTM Nancy. Toastmaster Chaithra, at the beginning, we would like to confirm if the quorum is present to conduct the elections. Can you confirm if we have the quorum?
I just checked. I'm Sourav. So as the president, I'm confirming that the quorum is there. So either the president or the secretary has to confirm the quorum. So I confirm the quorum. We have more than 13. So the Gabbys Toastmasters Club has 25 active members. 13 is the simple majority. is what we require for quorum, and we have more than 13 members present in the meeting right now from the Gabbys Toastmasters. So we are good to go. Toastmaster Gaurii.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta, who is the president of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Now, I want to clarify that we will not be checking on the quorum again in the meeting, assuming that it would be maintained throughout the time the elections are on. I have received the following nominations for the different positions in the ExCom for the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. For the president, the nomination is Nancy Goyal, DTM, VP Education, DTM Sourav Dutta, VP Membership, DTM Nitin Pathak, VP PR, Toastmaster Ashwin Prasad, Secretary, Toastmaster Varun V, Treasurer, Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Chaithra Lakshminarayan. Now, in case there's any member who wants to declare their nomination now, I will give you 1 minute to do so. Only the members of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club will be eligible to file their floor nomination. I request the timer, Toastmaster Suchita, to please show us the red card once 1 minute is up.
Sure.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suchita. We do not have any floor nominations. So we have one nomination for each position. I request distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta to cast a ceremonial vote in favor of each position holder as and when I call out their name. President, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal. Sourav,
For
are you
the
there?
ceremonial vote, it would be Chaithra.
Okay.
Sourav needed to confirm the quorum, that's what he did. So Chaithra would be casting the ceremonial vote as Sergeant at Arms.
Chaithra, please cast your ceremonial vote saying that.
Chaithra, please also mention that I am casting this vote on behalf of Secretary Ankur Vishwakarma.
Sure.
Yes, Toastmaster Chaithra. For the position of president, we have distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal.
On behalf of our secretary Ankur Vishwakarma, I'd like to cast my vote to DTM Nancy Goyal for the position of president of the club.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaithra. Can we have a big round of applause for distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal as the incoming president of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club? VP Education, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Toastmaster Chaithra.
For the position of VP Education, I'd like to cast my vote to DTM Sourav Dutta for the Gabbys Toastmaster Club.
VP Education, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. VP Membership, distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak.
For the position of VP Membership, I'd like to cast my vote for DTM Nitin Pathak.
Congratulations, distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak as the VP Membership. It's raining DTMs in the ExCom this time. VPPR, Toastmaster Ashwin Prasad.
For the position of VPPR, I'd like to cast my vote to Ashwin Prasad.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Ashwin, to be the VPPR of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Secretary, Toastmaster Varun V.
For the position of secretary, I'd like to cast my vote to Varun V.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Varun, on taking up the position of the secretary. Treasurer, Toastmaster Pushpak Mishra.
For the position of treasurer, I'd like to cast my vote for Pushpak Mishra.
Welcome, Toastmaster Pushpak. And our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Chaithra Lakshminarayan. Who casts the vote for that?
I'll be casting a ceremonial vote on behalf of our Secretary Ankur Vishwakarma as VP Education of the club, current VP Education of the club. I cast my ceremonial vote to the Sergeant at Arms, Chaithra Lakshminarayan.
Congratulations, Toastmasters Chaithra, to continue your stint as the Sergeant at Arms of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. Can we give a big round of applause to the new XCOM? Everyone. Thank you. And the elections conclude now. I hand it over to the presiding officer for today's meeting, which is Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. May I request everybody to give a round of applause to our election officer for conducting this election so smoothly here. I think one of the smoothest elections we ever had in the history of the Gabbys. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurii, for graciously accepting the role of election chair for the Gabbys elections. It's a privilege and an honor to be here as presiding officer on behalf of our club president, Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. This is the last meeting of the term, and Toastmaster Gaurii has already announced the awards that we have achieved. Apart from these awards, I think we bagged quite a good number of other awards that district keeps on giving, the awards that we keep on getting from the district. The global awards that we have achieved this year is Smedley Award for adding 5 members during the period of August till September. Then Talk Up Toastmasters Award, that was for the period of Feb to March, again adding 5 members. And then Beat the Clock Award, which is for the period of May to June. And having bagged all these 3 membership awards, these are global membership awards, having bagged all these 3 membership awards, we are now a super club. And along with this, we are also Smedley Distinguished Toastmasters Club, bagging all the 10 DCP points. So with this, I would say we are closing this term with a bang under the leadership of our club president, Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Can we have a round of applause for Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta here? For the benefit of guests, I would say Toastmasters is always a home. I think I've repeated this story quite a few times, but if you haven't heard this and you are new to the Gabbys, you would be hearing it for the first time. That when I joined Gabbys, I felt that I will be here for some 5 months, 6 months. There's nothing much to explore within Toastmasters, but I think Toastmasters keep on throwing challenges after challenges after challenges. The more you stay here, the more you know what you don't know. And as per the Johari window, the most important things that you need to improve upon are the ones that you don't know you need to improve upon. And that's where I feel that Toastmasters has become a home, a second home. Every Saturday feels like this is the place to be at. And it's not just a home where you just come and deliver speeches. It's a safe and conducive learning environment where you actually know that even if you're not able to deliver a speech up to the level, there's always a next speech. And then there's always this audience who keeps on clapping for you every time a Toastmaster of the day says, can we have a round of applause for the speaker? So that uplifts you. See, Pallavi is already clapping. We are very generous with clapping. When you say we are Toastmasters, we are clapping Toastmasters. That's how I would like to put it. And that's what encouraged speakers to come over come for the meeting over and over and over and over. So that's my take on Toastmasters. Now it's time to introduce our Toastmaster of the Day. Every meeting at Toastmasters is taken over by Toastmaster of the Day, someone who plays the role of the MC, walks us through the entire meeting with a new theme every week. That's the beauty, where we are just not learning public speaking, but every week there's a new theme, a new topic that we explore. This week we are exploring turning points, and to explore more on turning points, we have our Toastmaster of the Day, someone who loves to play badminton, someone who loves to play chess, challenging minds over chess, and someone who is a reinstated Toastmaster. Our Toastmaster of the Day, please put your hands together for Toastmaster Prasang Mani.
Yeah, thank you, Presiding Officer DTM Nancy Goel. Good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guest. Today we are going to talk about something which has saved the life of everyone present in this meeting. And that something is a turning point. So what is a turning point from your point of view? Anyone?
Climax.
Climax. Okay. Anybody else?
A 180-degree change from where you are.
Okay. Yeah. Change of direction. Yeah. Anybody else?
Something new, something different.
Something different. Yeah. I think everybody is correct. Yeah. It is that one moment, or you can say the one decision, one event, one conversation that changed the direction of your life. Like before that moment, you were going in one direction, and then after that moment, everything changed. Right? Like think about it. It could be the day you decided to change your career, or it could be the day, it could be the person who believed in you when nobody else did. Or more interesting, it could be the day you decided to join a Toastmaster meeting for the first time. Like, so we all have a certain turning points in our life, and even I do have. And there's one turning point which is quite related with the Toastmaster. After completing my BTech, I came to Bangalore and I was doing my job. For the audience information, I completed my schooling in Hindi medium, so I was quite bad in English. I struggled a lot during the college days, just because of English. And I was still struggling in Bangalore just because of English. And that's where I came across the Toastmaster meeting. And for a year, I was just joining as a guest because I was not having the courage to join the Gappy as a member. So I used to join as a guest, speak on the table topics, that's all. But somehow a year back, I joined the courage to join as a member, and that was a turning point for me. After that, I got the confidence. I was able to improve my communication skills. And because of that, simply, I was able to change my job also. So the Toastmaster meeting gave me confidence, is giving me opportunity to improve myself. And today I'm taking the role of TMOD. So that's what the turning point is. Right. Also, let me ask you a question. Have you ever met a person who completely changed the way you think? Can I have a raise of hand? Okay, who is that person? If you have to describe. I think I had Radium Nancy go ahead.
I met a person who completely thinks differently from the way I think. The person I met in Toastmasters. The moment I joined Toastmasters, he joined Toastmasters, and we know him as the club president of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club, distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. Would you like me to explain the way of thinking and all?
Yeah, if you could, little bit.
Okay, so if I need to explain his way of thinking, I think he's very ideological person, someone who believes in certain ideologies, and his ideologies are really strong. First, I thought, what kind of arrogant person could somebody like him be? But when I got a chance to speak to him, he said, Nancy, how arrogant you are. I don't want to talk to you. And I realized that we both are equally arrogant and equally ideological, but in different directions. And we started working together as president and VP education. I was a charter president and he was a charter VP education. And then we realized that at some point we do converge. And from there on, we started understanding each other's ideologies better. But when I met him and when he met me, I think it's the same story for both of us, that we found each other totally repellent, totally arrogant, and totally unbearable, if I need to put it in single word.
Okay. Yeah, so I also have something related with DTM Sourav Dutta. So I think 2 days back, he asked me for the theme, and the way he asked that made me connect with my root, I mean, the statement, and I laughed. Uh, so yeah, it's funny. Uh, that was also a small turning point.
No,
Anybody else would like?
sorry, TMOD Toastmaster Prasang. You are asking
Yeah.
everybody for details. Please give us details of what he said that made you laugh.
Okay, it was like theme bata do ji. So this statement is something is quite from my place, like bata do ji, right? No, I don't get to hear that here in Bangalore, right? So that was kind of funny for me. Okay. Anybody else would like to say?
Sachin is raising his hand.
Okay, Sachin. Yeah. Go
Hi,
ahead.
hi, good morning, everyone. So in my life, I had a opportunity of meeting a couple of business tycoons who are big in their field. My latest, I met with a person called Mr. Atul Nishad, who was the founder of Aggarwal Technologies. And my experience had been so far that these business tycoons are very arrogant, very egoistic, but when I met Mr. Atul Nishar, the entire opinion changed. He was so down to earth, no ego, eager to hear people, and he was always spotting on to get new ideas. That was his brain was tuned to getting new ideas, innovative thinking. So that then I realized that all the success is all about listening to people, encouraging people, and getting the new ideas out of them. That's what I have seen with Mr. Atul Nishar.
Yeah, you are right. Like, no, we should not form kind of a perception about someone without spending a time with the person. Like, we should first spend the time, and then, I mean, then it would be right to kind of have a perception about the person, right? Okay. Toastmaster Samita.
Yeah, so change. Now, I was in a workshop with Thaddeus Lawrence. He's a trainer from Singapore. And in front of those 400 people, he made me stand, and I had asked him a question that I'm unable to do what I want to do. And he asked one simple question, why? And he kept quiet. I had the excuses ready of why I was not able to do. But then again, he asked me why. That why continued, and I was getting frustrated because he was not speaking and he was forcing me to think. It was a very uncomfortable position, but in that place, suddenly that idea popped into my mind. Why was I failing? What was preventing me from taking the next step? And that one point turned my life around when I faced my fears of failure. I'm not a success as yet, but I'm a work in progress.
Yeah, surely. Sometime when we are put on a spot, we get to know what to do. Okay, with this, we'll talk about the theme more later in this meeting. And for now, let's move ahead with the meeting. So let me introduce the structure of the meeting. So there are 3 parts of the meeting. First part is called the prepared speech, where the speaker who have prepared their speeches will deliver. And then second part is the table topic, where the table topic master will be giving an impromptu topic and the speaker has to speak on that topic. impromptu. And the third part is evaluation, and most important part, where the prepared speech and table topic speaker will be evaluated by the evaluators. And even the whole meeting will be evaluated by our general evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. So since our Toastmaster, general evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal has been already introduced by our Sergeant at Arm, I would like to now hand over the meeting to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Prasang Mani. General Evaluator. I think it is a role of a sadist and it comes very naturally to me. I'll be Hawkeyeing everyone. What does a sadist do? He's looking for mistakes, but saying it in a sly way. I'm going to balance that out a little bit and also give some good pointers because I've realized that I need to grow in my journey as a Toastmaster. And commendations is something that I need to work on. Now, can I do this alone? Not at all. I need a team to help me understand different aspects of the role of the general evaluator. And the first member of my team is the timer, which is Toastmaster Suchita Nagar. Toastmaster Suchita, originally hailing from Delhi, has made Mumbai her home. As a dedicated talent acquisition partner at a prominent medical device company, she excels in her professional role. Outside of work, she cherishes her time exploring new destinations and creating memorable moments with her child. Toastmaster Suchita.
Thank you for the warm welcome. A timer does not just measure time, it reminds us that every second matters. Do you agree with me or not? Okay. So, good morning, fellow Toastmaster and dear guest. As a timer, my role is to help speakers stay within their allotted time. I will time all prepared speeches and evaluation. Today, we don't have our table topics. So we have today 3 speeches. The first speaker will be speaking 5 to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will show the green card. At 6 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will show the red card. Then we have the second speaker who will be speaking at 10 to 15 minutes. So 10 minutes, I will show the green card. 12.5 minutes, I will show the yellow card. And 15 minutes, I will show the red card. Then the third speaker will be speaking at 10 to 12 minutes, 10 minutes at the green card, 11 minutes at the yellow card, and 12 minutes at the green card. For the evaluation, we have 3 minutes, 2 minutes, I will show the green card, 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I will show the yellow card, and the 3 minutes, I will show the red card. So 30 minutes is a grace period on the upside as well as the downside. So you can use that time. I will show my report once I will call upon. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suchita, for explaining your role to us in detail. The next member of my team is the language evaluator, someone we've been seeing from the beginning of today's meeting, Toastmaster Chaithra Lakshminarayan. She manages the global compliances at Fruitious Medical Care. By weekend, she's a Kathak dancer and a bird watcher, currently tracking a zesty squirrel named ISO 2020. Between her professional rigor and her notorious one-year-old Olive, Chaitra's biggest challenge remains her IT geek husband. Toastmaster Chaithra.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction, our general evaluator Gaurii. And by the way, happy news, the ISO 3030 has recently engaged and found a partner. So yes, and as your language evaluator for today, I will be focusing on 3 things. First, our common crunch words and fillers. And the second will be, I will be hunting for language gems. Those beautiful phrases that each of you would be using, metaphors that makes the speech sparkle. And the third would be, I will be looking at sentence architecture, noticing whether we are delivering crisp, punchy ideas or letting our thoughts run on without a breath. I will return with my full report at the end of the meeting. Before I end this introduction on being the language evaluator, I would give away 2 suggestions, which would be, please do not forget to take a breath when you're thinking. Secondly, would be, don't forget the beautiful smile. Over to you, General Evaluator Gaurii.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaithra. That was a beautiful introduction to your role. Now, I'm going to have evaluators who are going to evaluate the prepared speakers. We have 3 speakers and we are going to have 3 evaluators, but I'm going to introduce them to you later when the TMOD calls us again for the general evaluation section. I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Prasang.
Yeah, thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal, for introducing your role and your team role. And just I would like to inform that I just got to know that there's no table topic session today. We have the speeches and educational session. Okay, so moving ahead. So let's today meeting that every speech, every evaluation be inspired by this powerful idea, turning points, the moment that changed who we are. And with this, let's take one more turn and move towards the first part of the meeting, and that is prepare a speech. And for that, our first speaker is Toastmaster Baswaras. Let me introduce. So, can I confirm if we have Toastmaster Baswaras in the meeting and
Yes.
the evaluator Toastmaster Rahul?
Yes.
Rahul Swami. Okay. So Baswaras brings an impressive 16 years of experience in the automotive industry, where he currently works as a test architect, contributing to advanced system validation. Beyond his technical expertise, he is deeply passionate about innovation, continuous learning, and the power of collaboration. The Toastmaster Baswaras is completing his L1 P3, and the project name is Vocal Variety and Body Language. Vocal Variety Body Language Project, and the path name is Presentation Mastery. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes for the timer. And so, Toastmaster Baswaras, the best investment of my life. The best investment of my life, Toastmaster Baswaras. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Can you please confirm me audio and video is clear?
Yes, good morning.
I have 2 managers at home. Neither they pays my salary, neither they appreciate my hard work. Both under 10 years age. Yes, I am married and blessed with 2 daughters, Karunya and Vishwika. My day starts at 5:45 in the morning, while most of the people are sleeping. I wake up at 5:45 in the morning and put on my shoes. I go for walking. Near to my home, there is a nice walking track. I walk for around 45 minutes and I enjoy nature, silence, and peace. For me, it is like a calm before the storm comes. So when I come back to my home around 6:40, then me and my wife will become team and our mission starts there. So she will be preparing lunch and breakfast. I will be helping her packing, and I will be looking always at wall clock when it will become 6:50. So every 1 minute I will be looking at the wall clock. Then once it becomes 6:50, I need to wake up my elder daughter to get ready for school. So I go there. I cannot shout also because younger one will be sleeping next to her. Then I go and say, "Hey, Karunya, it's time for school." Once, twice, thrice, there will be no reaction. So finally I say, school van is almost here. Then she suddenly jumped from the bed, like she is awake from last 3 hours. After she fresh ups, there our story starts, the breakfast time. When we prepare idli, she asked dosa. When we prepare dosa, she asked where is vada. So I feel that time I would have done diplomacy instead of this engineering. So after doing all this drama, we prepare her for go to school. I go with her and to drop her to the school van. While going, she will ask some questions. Like recently, I will iterate one or two. She asked me, Papa, why don't you become Elon Musk? I would have won my flight and I would have around the world, I would have roamed. 2 minutes, I don't know. I have to laugh her. I need to work on my skill set. Then later, I was blank for 2 minutes. Then later I answered, don't worry, Magle. I will become something better. Then I send her for school. Then later I comes back to home. Then I have to get ready for my office. Then again I will start watching the clock because 8:30 we need to wake up our younger daughter Nishvika to go to nursery. Someday she will wake up herself. She will tell that I will go to school without brush. So we somehow manage her. It is easy to handle somehow around 3 years kid. We drop her to school. Most dangerous thing she do is whenever I come back from office to home, whenever I open my laptop, she will close the laptop and say, Papa, let's sit and play toys. No walk. Then here it comes office hours. Most of the people say office is very hectic. For me, like parent of two daughters under 10 years, office is feel like a vacation. Even though a lot of meetings, PPT presentation, deadlines, like it's feel like I enjoy being in office sometimes. Then at 4:30 again I need to see my WhatsApp. Did any message from my home? My daughter will message, Papa, what time you are coming back? Come soon. Bring this snacks and bring this printout. And there will be next. Can you tell me the answer for this question? They will send the picture. I never solved those type of problems. Again, I need to use chat GPT or something to find out what is the answer for that question. Then I will send it to them. Once I go back to home, when door is open, they both of them come and hug me. So that time I feel this moment should continue always. Once they grow up, it will stop. Then once I come back to home, elder one will be telling this what happened in the school. Then small one will be waiting for when I fresh up. Then she will ask, Papa, let's go for cycling. After all this, we will have dinner, and then when we go back to bed, they start asking why this has happened in the school. Why teacher is asked me this question. In between, my wife comes and tell, did you pay the electricity bill? Did you bring this? You forgot banana what I told? By that time, my mind will become shut down. Once I watch them fall in sleep, I realize that these moments are treasures of life. The Elon Musk question, closing the laptop, asking the difficult questions. One day, school bags will disappear and ties will be kept on some bag. But today, I have a privilege that to become their playmate, superhero, and papa. This is what I feel best investment of my life. Thank you.
Let's give a round of applause to our speaker, Basuras. What a funny speech it was. I was laughing all the time. You know, that's what make our day in Toastmaster meeting, Okay, let's move to the next speech, or you can say there's a Toastmaster educational session. It will be given by DTM Nancy Goyal, and the evaluator we have is Toastmaster Samitakar. Can I confirm if evaluator
Yes,
Toastmaster
I'm there.
Samitakar is there? Okay,
Yes, I'm there.
thanks for confirming. Okay, let me introduce the DTM Nancy Goyal. DTM Nancy Goyal is a director and partner at Practice Consulting and Training LLP, a vibrant consulting and training service company which serves MSMEs, non-profit and corporates across India. She has more than 10 years of entrepreneurial experience and a strong expertise in business intelligence and data analytics. Nancy is the charter president of the Gabbys and currently serving as the VP Education of the Gabbay and future vice president from the next meeting. I mean, future president. Okay, and it is educational session. So I wrote the project name is Educational Session from Club Excellence. The speech length is 10 to 15 minutes. Timer, please note. And we don't have any title, so I would like to hand over the meeting to DTM Nancy Goyal.
Today, there is no PPT. Today, there is no demo. What I'm going to have with you for the next 10 to 15 minutes is a small interaction. And mind you, the interaction is going to be only with those who are on camera. So I'll take 30 seconds. I'll give you 30 seconds to turn on your camera if you would like to interact with me for the next 10 to 15 seconds, 10 to 15 minutes. Anybody? Okay, I see a few of you turning on your cameras. It's lovely to see that you would like to interact. If I were you, I wouldn't have turned on my camera, but it's okay. Now, the thing is, the topic for today that I have under the Successful Club series, Toastmasters Education Program. How many of you already know that Toastmasters Education Program is called? The name?
Pathways.
Here comes the DTM speaking, giving the answer quickly because he knows it. Pathways Education Program. What all comes under Toastmasters Education? We will be talking about the same. Now, let's talk about Pathways Education Program. How many pathways do we have currently?
6.
Somebody said 6?
Yes, I said 6.
Gaurii? 6?
5.
Anybody who disagrees, it's 6. Anybody who feels it's 11?
It's 5 plus
11.
5 plus
2.
2.
5 plus
Okay,
2.
it's 5 plus 2. That's a very weird logic. Would you like to explain what is 5 plus 2?
So there are 5 paths right now which people can pick from Pathways module. Apart from them, there are 2 additional paths which are legacy paths which are available on Toastmasters website if someone want to purchase and go on that path which used to be in Toastmasters.
Okay, that's
30
a
years
little
ago,
way
it is
off
now.
from what I asked you. Ashwin said 11.
Yeah, I told 11.
Okay, anybody who has any other answer apart from 6, 11 and 5 plus 2? People who are on camera. The other ones are passively learning. So I'm just speaking to people on camera. Nitin just went off camera. All right, so we all agree it's either 6, 11, 5 plus 2. ऐसे नहीं सोचना था. I asked you how many pathways do we have? We have only one Pathways Education Program. We have only one Pathways Education Program. What we have, whatever you were talking about, 6, 11 or 5 plus 2, those are paths. And many a times, all of us, we say, I am on a pathway persuasive influence. No, my path is persuasive influence. Pathways education program is one. Now here it is something like this. If I say that I'm doing BTech, right? BTech is my education program. And under this education program, I've got subjects. Your paths are your subjects. And the most commonly used terminology pathways is the wrong terminology. So next time anybody says that which pathways you are on, correct the person and say, I am on leadership development path or dynamic leadership path. 6 paths nowadays. We used to have 11 paths, and now we have 6 paths. Apart from these 6 paths, there are 2 legacy paths, the competent communicator and competent leadership manual, which were the legacy ones. The people who have enrolled for these paths, that's separately there. I am not going to get into the details of these paths. Within 10 minutes, you cannot do justice to all the information within this pathways program. So what I'm going to tell you is the structure, how generally these paths work. Whether you are on an engaging humor or leadership development, any subject you have chosen, you will get 5 levels. Anybody who knows that what comprises of these levels? People on camera, anybody who would like to answer? Okay, Satya unmuted. Satya, are you a Toastmaster from different club, or you are completely new to Toastmasters?
Yeah, I'm a Toastmaster from Voltaire Toastmasters, Andhra Pradesh.
Okay, so you are a Toastmaster. Would you like to answer?
Do you mind repeating the question? I forgot the question.
I am not able to hear you.
What is there inside?
What is there inside a level? So what does the level comprise of?
Speeches.
Okay, a level comprises of speeches. That's a good way to put it. Any other answers? Nitin, we will come back to you later. Let others also take a guess.
Is it Posek?
I see Mr. Rahman. Rahman, are you a Toastmaster?
Yeah, I'm a Toastmaster from Bangladesh.
Okay, I would love to have your answer.
Yeah, I'm in level 2, and when we do, present the speech, then there is a project. Like today, I'm going to present one speech, and that is pathway, like humorous speech. Then level 2, then the project and the speech title. So this is how
Okay, you have got projects, speech titles, the keywords that I'm hearing. You have projects, you have speech titles. So we have projects, we have speeches, and then we have speech titles. It comes in this hierarchy as I've gathered the answers, but every level comprises of couple of things. Nowadays, it's only not limited to projects. Earlier, we used to have only projects like level 1, we have introduction to vocal variety and body language. Level 2, we have introduction to Toastmasters mentoring. But apart from this, we also have to fulfill a couple of roles. So levels comprises of roles, levels comprises of projects. And if you are at level 3, 4 and 5, it also comprises of educational session like this. The one I'm conducting, this is for level 4. So that way, the structure has changed. All these 5 levels have got multiple projects, multiple roles that you need to attempt, and multiple education sessions. Apart from the levels and the projects and the pathways program, what other programs do we have? One more program that I would like to talk about is the Pathways Mentor program. There's a path, a separate path, a free path that you get after completing level 2. After completing level 2, if you check your portal, you will see a mentor program path there, which means you will get some additional projects on how to be a mentor. There are a couple of projects, speeches that you need to deliver under those projects, and you will be then completing this one particular path, and you will be a mentor. You will know how to be a mentor, what it entails to be a mentor. Apart from this, there is a Distinguished Toastmaster Award. Anybody who knows how to activate Distinguished Toastmaster Award? This question is not for current DTMs. Prasang, any guess?
I think we have to complete two parts, some 2 or 3 parts, and then you have to take a role at district level,
Okay, okay.
officer role.
That's
Yeah.
the criteria that you're talking about. Criteria for DTM award is definitely there, but to activate your DTM award project, you have to complete one path and 2 levels. The moment you have completed the first path and the second path ka second level, the moment it's completed, you can actually write to educationsprogram@toastmasters.org and tell them that you have completed this, please activate my DTM project, and then they activate it. Otherwise, it doesn't come to your portal. So people who have already completed one path and 2 levels, write to Toastmasters and ask them to activate this project. The criteria you can fulfill in your due time. But what you need to do is you need to first activate the project, because the project in itself is pretty huge and it takes time to complete this project. So that is one information which is not readily available unless you ask someone senior. Apart from these DTM and mentors program, what other programs do we have? Anybody who has conducted any other program?
Speechcraft?
Sorry?
Speechcraft.
Yes. So apart from this, we have got Speechcraft program. Speechcraft program is a program for 18 plus audience, and there is one more program called Youth Leadership Program that is for below 18. So these are small programs, small when I say 8 weeks program, 10 weeks program, 6 weeks programs. You can tailor it as per the audience and as per their needs. And this is more to introduce Toastmasters to them, to introduce public speaking to them, while Toastmasters in itself has got these 3 features. So now I want to talk about these 3 features that Toastmasters give you. 1, it's a self-paced program. Self-paced program means that many a times people come to me and ask me, Nancy, how much time will it take to complete a path? It's up to you. It's for you to decide how much time you want to take. And that's for you to figure out whether you want to deliver 1 speech per week, whether you want to deliver more speeches per week, you want to complete more roles by taking up roles in different meetings outside your club, within your club, and it's up to you. So Toastmasters in itself provides this education program which is self-paced. So next time, don't go to your VP education or your seniors asking them how much time will it take, because you know how much time you want to devote to this particular thing. I got an information that from DTM Sourav that it's not level 2, 1 path and level 2, it's level 3. 1 path and level 3, when your DTM award gets credited, I stand corrected here. Thank you, DTM Sourav. It's now level 3, not level 2. So anybody who has completed 1 path and level 3, only then you get your DTM project activated. Now coming back to the features of Toastmasters program, the first is self-paced, the second is self-validated. Now here's where the values, the principles of Toastmasters come into picture. Did you ever go to any meeting where somebody said that, you know, I don't approve this particular project because you didn't meet the project objectives? Any evaluator who told you? Anybody? I was one. Many a times the evaluators tend to say that, you know, you didn't meet the project objectives. I would say that you need to repeat this particular project or repeat this level. You didn't do it to our satisfaction. Toastmasters is totally self-validated. If you feel that you have completed a speech to your satisfaction, you can go ahead and mark it. You have completed a project to your satisfaction, go ahead and mark it. No evaluator, no VP education will say that, oh, you delivered this speech, but it was not good, so you need to repeat it again. We can only recommend you, we can only suggest you, we can only tell you that, okay, this was not met, but at the end of the day, choice is yours. Choice stays with the speaker. Even if somebody says that, oh, you have completed the project, the other side, the flip side is also true. If you have completed the project and despite that you feel that you want to deliver it again, choice is yours. It's self-validated. You can deliver one particular project over and over again, or you can mark it on the portal. That's where the values come into picture: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Integrity is at the topmost. Role of BP education is only to check if you have delivered the speech or not. Some checks and balances. Apart from that, if you're marking the projects complete despite not completing a speech, is where VP education will come into picture to keep a check on your integrity. We are most integral when nobody is watching, then I don't think we need a VP education. However, we are not. Most of us are not, and I haven't met anybody who is. That's where we need to see that as VP education, that these checks and balances are in place. Apart from that, it's self-validated. The third feature of Toastmasters program is it's holistic. Gone are the days when you delivered a speech and then another speech and then another speech and then you are completing a path. You are a path breaker. Some people, there were some people who used to just complete speeches after speeches, and they have completed speeches within 21 days. 21 days, one path. Can you imagine if that's possible today? It's not. And those kind of, I will not say very stupid, but some stupid people were me. I completed a path in 21 days. Nowadays, I feel that it's not holistic if you're not completing roles. It's not holistic if you're not completing these educational sessions, if you don't have these opportunities. So Toastmasters has also introduced these opportunities for you to make it a holistic learning. So to sum it up although we have got multiple programs within Toastmasters, Pathways Education Program, the Distinguished Toastmaster Award, Speechcraft Program, Youth Leadership Program, and the Pathways Mentor Program. Apart from this, we need to also understand that it's self-paced, it's self-validated, and a holistic learning opportunity for all of us here. With this, I leave the floor open for any questions. Red signal is up. My educational session is over. Over to you, Toastmaster Prasang. Okay, do we have time for questions? We have 2 questions. Timer, please time it for 5 minutes. Will not go beyond time. Beyond 5 minutes. 3, 4, 5. 3 green signal, 4 yellow, and 5 red signal.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Shravan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy, for an informative session on the Toastmasters.
I am not able to hear you.
Is it better now? Am I audible?
Would you like to drop your question in the chat box? I am not able to hear your question at all. In the meanwhile, I'll move to guest Satya.
Yeah, hi Nancy. Thanks for explaining it so well. Can you hear me? Is it good?
Yes, I can hear you, Satya. Thank you so much.
Yeah, the thing you said about completing a path in like 21 days, a similar kind of thing is happening in our club also. People are giving multiple speeches in a week, in online sessions, in the clubs, and all those things. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Or what is the right way? Because there is no way to stop him or not. It's up to the speakers.
Okay, that's a beautiful question that you have asked. People completing speeches. I'll reiterate the question. There are people who are completing speeches after speeches within a week, and then they are filing their levels. Is this a good thing or is this a bad thing? Do we want to stop it? In the meanwhile, Shravan, please drop your question in the chat. I am not able to hear you at all. Please drop your question in the chat. Right. So, Satya, here is the thing. Here is the thing. What generally happens is I would recommend people to go out and deliver speeches in different clubs because that's a different kind of learning. You are exploring different audience. Speaking to the same Gabbys group, they are familiar with my tone, they are familiar with the way I speak. But when I go to different clubs, I see that different clubs have got different audience and it's very challenging to speak to them. So is the learning happening there? Yes, the learning is surely happening there. But couple of things that we need to also ensure, which Toastmasters has put in as checks and balances, is the person completing roles? Is the person completing speeches, and is the person completing those educational sessions which are required for those particular levels? If the person is completing that, there's no integrity issue, and definitely there's no point in stopping people, because everybody has got different way of learning, whether it's in terms of audience. In fact, there are sometimes I've challenged myself to generate content mentally and deliver ad lib speeches. When I completed this 21 days, the path in 21 days, that time I realized that I can actually come up with different speeches, different content, and deliver speeches confidently. Prior to that, I had no idea that I can do something like that. Prior to that, I was so restricted to writing speeches, I was so restricted to prepared speeches. After that, I realized I am an ad lib speaker, and that is helping me as a trainer. As a trainer, I cannot actually sit down and prepare for 8 hours of session. I need to do ad lib speaking. So it does help, but the checks and balances, if those are not something which are compromised, we are good. There's no need to stop anybody. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Satya. I see Shravan's question. Can you demonstrate integrity and respect with any real-time examples? Well, I don't think that's within the scope of this particular education program, but I'm sure when we are talking about the values of Toastmasters in itself, when we have due time, I'll surely share the examples of integrity and respect. Just one quick incident, I'll say that when people are actually marking their projects without delivering speeches, that's when they are not demonstrating integrity. And when people within XCOM or within a team, they are not talking to each other with respect, that's when they are violating the value of respect. So that's the violations. But when they are demonstrating, that's up to for them to know whether they are demonstrating or not. But the incidents where I've seen when they are not demonstrating, these are two simple incidents I can tell you off the cuff, but we can have a detailed discussion, Toastmaster Shravan, on this later. With this, I see the yellow signal is up. Any other questions anybody has, please drop your questions in the chat box. I will take your questions in the chat. With this, I hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Prasang Mani. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Yeah, thanks. Let's give a round of applause to our speaker, TTM Nancy Goyal. It was kind of educational session filled with a lot of information. I got to know a lot of things today, like different between path and pathways. I was using the word interchangeably. I thought both words the same, but they are different. So we got so much to learn from this session. So thanks for giving the education session. Let's move to the next speaker speech, and that is okay. So we have a next speech given by DTM Nitin Pathak. So I don't. So we have a evaluator 3 DTM like Toastmaster Sagar Duggal. Are you there in the meeting? Can you confirm?
Hi.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for confirming. And I think I don't have the introduction, but yeah, like Chaithra, I will go with my personal introduction of the DTM Nitin Pathak. So I've seen you giving speeches. I've heard you giving speeches and taking so many roles. And the best thing I like about you is the calm you maintain while giving. And that's what I want to become. Like you inspire me every time you take a role, I give a speech that become that much calm while doing that role, you know? So yeah, like over to you.
It was an important task. It was a mandatory task. There were no deadlines associated, but it had to be done. And I was slacking off. I was slacking off for days, for weeks, for months. I was just not doing it. Could you show me a raise of hand if you have been in such situation where you've been putting off things? You know it's been important. There's no timelines, but you know it's important. Have you not just doing it? We've been there. I was in one of them. This task was complete your DTM. I was in Toastmaster at that time for almost 6 years. By that time, people do the DTM twice. They work a lot, they do projects. Whereas I was just not interested. Until I made up my mind, and there was a support staff. There was a big support staff of my mentors, my friends, my entire entourage were willing to push me. Like, take this over the line. Do this. Mark this complete. And it took some effort. It took weeks, months, it took almost a year of constantly going beyond this static one room, the static 2 hours. The 2 hours of per week of Toastmaster became 2 hours per day of Toastmasters. It involved planning, it involved projects, it involved organizing, it involved networking, going beyond, talking to a lot of people, managing many things, keep delivering over and over multiple days. That led to final completion of this complete project, DTM. The title was assigned Nitin Pathak, the Distinguished Toastmaster. That was there. Once you're done with a big task, you feel like slacking off again. I felt the same. I felt, yes, I don't want to go through this arduous process over and over again. And I thought, I want to go back to basics. I want to do what I'm here in Toastmaster for. I want to deliver speeches, just pure, plain 5 to 7 minute speeches. I don't want to do anything else. So it was a chance for me to pick up my next path. Most of the paths which I've done so far involved you have to write a blog, conduct a podcast, do a series, conduct panel discussions. I was tired of those. I just wanted to pick up a nice, simple topic, prepare a speech, deliver it. So I went for a research. Which paths offer you the capabilities of focusing only on delivering speeches? And the top 2 candidates that came out from it, presentation mastery and engaging humor. Of all you people over here, is there something in your life, something in your personality, which you are extremely overconfident of or extremely cocky about? Anything? If there is, please show of hand. There's something, one thing in your life which you feel, yeah, this is me, I'm best at it. There must be something other. Thank you, Gaurii. Something about us. And I had a similar feeling towards humor. I can take it off my cuff. Be it prepared speeches, be it table topics, be it PAs, be it talking to people in group, I can make people laugh. So I thought to myself, engaging humor will be a piece of cake, wouldn't it? If I've been very good at doing something on day in, day out, it wouldn't be a challenge. So I thought, let's make it a challenge. Let's add the method to the madness. Let me see what this path has to offer to teach me, the savant of humor, what it can teach me on what to do. And I took on the challenge. I'll give one example from Gabbys. We used to have a role called Joke Master. It is a 2-minute slot at the beginning of meeting when a person has to come on stage and deliver a joke, some joke. I've been a Toastmaster for 11 years, and this was the toughest thing I could do, is to write jokes for 2 minutes, which were clean and subject to all the parameters of Toastmaster public speaking. It was not easy. It's easy to do something on the cuff, but once you put the paper and pen in your hand and you start writing things that, oh, will this be funny or not? More often than not, it is not. I have had the most hilarious joke in my mind and I came on stage and delivered it. and not a single soul laughed. Yes, I know that's how probably Harsh Gujral will feel when they are on stage. Yes, this thing would happen to anyone. And it felt there are challenges. Let me see how these pathways, these projects will help me and try to utilize, try to practice. Often here and there, this kept giving me potential on how I could land the humor. Because up till that time, my speeches were very clear. They were about three things: entertainment, entertainment, entertainment. I thought my speeches should just be like a Salman Khan movie. Just come there, enjoy, and go away. However, my evaluators and a lot of people in Toastmasters have a completely different take. And this word is so common throughout your corporate life, in Toastmasters, in so many things. Outcome, a takeaway. What is the takeaway from your speech? Why are we sitting here and listening to your speech? Isn't entertainment a takeaway? Isn't the fact that you are enjoying those 5 to 7 minutes a takeaway? Isn't that a good thing? Apparently, no. We are here to learn something. And how do I introduce it? Do you know what's much more difficult for writing jokes for me was to writing outcomes. I really don't know what message I can give you. I am not a preacher. I'm not a priest. I can't stand here and give you something. I can just tell you something as they are, and hopefully you'll enjoy something as they are. I cannot enunciate on a takeaway. I thought, let's take this as a challenge. Let's see if I could add some takeaways for someone. It takes time. At the beginning, the closing was one line where I'll just have one witty message which people can learn from and put it at the end. It started to become 2 lines, 3 lines. And as a concluded path, one of the things I mentioned to my mentor is that I want to learn how to write outcomes. Because I am just not able to do it in terms of my regular speeches. And I'm not capable yet, even though I've completed 5 levels of this path, I still don't feel I can write enough outcomes. Hopefully this journey will continue. As I continue with Toastmaster, this is something new I'll learn on how I can be writing the outcomes. But is it a bad thing? Is it a bad thing that we don't know about outcomes in our day-to-day life? Because as of this moment, I have seen so many people, and the things they do, they write, they listen to podcast about self-healing, improvement. Our YouTube's and Instagram are full of that. We read non-fiction books on teaching us what to do, how to improve, what are the various aspects. We are so motivated to be inspired from each and every source. We keep looking into it. I felt, where have the stories gone? Where have the stories gone from what they are, the stories as they are? I remember in one of the Toastmasters event in Delhi, a radio jockey from the city by the name RJ Guinea was a guest. And she said a line that probably resonated with me more than anything else. She stood there and mentioned, "Agar kahaniyan sunoge nahi to sunaoge kaise? If you won't hear the stories, how will you enunciate them?" The art of giving a takeaway message comes from the art of storytelling. That would mean we need to focus more and keep learn on the fact on how we can do better storytelling. I've done this path of engaging humor. How I can have a humorous message with some learning from someone, from all of us. And today I'm here hoping that you will learn this, that humor is good. You can always learn it. And when you want to add a takeaway message, you can always add it too. You don't have to focus too much on it. Don't have to keep it as you think, because stories you probably listen, you probably read, you see in movies, there are teeny tiny elements you can keep abstracting from all of this. And as we continue to grow, continue to evolve, continue to become a better person, continue to keep adding the methods. Just remember, there's a certain madness that is important. that madness should prevail. Because if that madness goes away, there's no point of learning all the methods, all the framework, all the abstracts. The part of what you are, keep telling those stories. And hopefully, from your stories, you'll find out ways. Is there something people could learn, or is there something people should avoid? Let's see. I have many more speeches and many more parts. Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy mentioned there are 6 parts in total. I've done with 3. Hopefully, in the next 3 parts, I'll be able to learn how can I deliver a myth. Until then, enjoy Salman Khan movies. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Let's give a round of applause for our speaker, TTM Nitin Patra. And with this, let's bring back to our theme today, theme that is turning point, right? And let's play a game called before and after, right? So, how are we gonna play this game? So you can volunteer, or I will call you upon the stage, and then you have to complete 2 sentences. Before my turning point, I was. After my turning point, I became. What is that? Like before my turning point, I was, and after my turning point, I became. For example, before my turning point, I was scared of speaking. I had less confidence. But after my turning point, after joining Toastmaster, I became a good speaker. I started taking the roles in the meetings. So can we have volunteer? Can we have a swing? Okay. Can you complete the sentence? Before my turning point, I was. After my turning point, I became.
So I could say, before my turning point, I didn't know how to deal with people. And after my turning point, I still don't know how to deal with people, but I can save myself from embarrassment.
Okay. You can say that it is a small turning point. You are learning to deal with people.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, great. We have timer Suchitra. Suchita?
Yes, so before my turning point, I was very nervous and embarrassed to speak with anybody. Even I was not able to speak in any forum. But after my turning point, coming to Toastmaster or started my job, I could able to speak people upfrontly and convey my message. Thank you.
Yeah, it sounds similar to my story. Yeah, Toastmaster has changed a lot of lives, including me and yours, right? Okay, we have Toastmaster Sachin.
Yeah. Before my turning point, I faced the adversities. After my turning point, that is practicing Buddhism, I try to overcome the adversities.
Okay, great. Anybody else? Anybody else? Yeah, Ajay? Guest Ajay? Yeah.
So before a turning point, my weight was 92 kg. Now it is 75 kg.
Okay, what an achievement. Yeah, it is a turning point. Thanks for sharing with us. And we have Toastmaster Pushpak. Okay, do we have Toastmaster Pushpak? No. And anybody else would like to?
Sorry, I was on mute actually. Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
my turning point was my CA intermediate result. Uh, I remember as I get the result, I got the opportunity to do the industrial training, and first time in my life I get the opportunity to work with the corporate. My first job was Flipkart. So that I believe that was the biggest turning point of my life.
Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah, getting the job. I mean, basically, yeah, getting the job. Before that, you have to do the CA, right? That was your turning point. Similar to me, like preparing for the JE. Okay, we have our surgeon round, Toastmaster Chaithra.
So my turning point is I was always hesitant to walk. So sometimes I feel it's easier to roll off than walking. So, but then I've accomplished completing 60 kilometers this month. So that's my turning point. So I'm feeling it good. So it was an actual turning point for me.
Yeah, that's a good achievement, and you continue with that, and you'll achieve 100 kilometer in a month. Maybe some month. Okay, DTM Nancy Goel.
The major turning point in my life was when I said yes to be part of Practive. Practive is my company. Me and Sourav, we both are running it together. And before turning point, I think I was totally clueless where I'm headed. I was having a 9 to 5 job, pretty handsome salary. After the turning point, there was totally blankness and didn't know where we are headed. But that situation in itself was something which was very propelling all the time, to an extent that we are a profitable venture today and we are like almost everywhere. If you ask me 2 years back in that blankness, during that turning point moment, no clue. And after 2 years, I think I'm really, really happy, really grateful, really elated that I had that turning point in my life.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. Uh, Toastmaster Akib.
Yep. So yet to have any turning point like TTM Nancy, I can't go to blankness. I've had bends here and there, but I can tell you about returning point. I'm trying to rejoin Toastmasters and get better at communication because I've been losing the traction. So returning point is what I have for now to share.
Okay, yeah, I'm laughing, and I'm also yet to have a turning point like DTM Nancy Goel. Okay, yeah, Toastmaster Samita.
Yeah, so before the turning point, I was ashamed. And I can say I became a little shameless after the turning point in asking people money for my service. I used to offer most of the things for free because I was very ashamed to ask people for money. And now I feel that I should ask. And I am a little shameless now in asking for money.
Okay, yeah, that's a good thing. Even I want to be shameless while taking any role, any speeches, not caring about what people are gonna think. Yeah, that's a good thing. Uh, yeah, Toastmaster Sagar.
So I am waiting for my turning point, to be very honest. And I'm still waiting, still working on something. And the moment I'll see this turning point, I'll certainly let you know.
Okay, yeah, surely. I think if you think deeply, possibly everybody would have some turning point in life, small or big. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, keep working on it. You'll have a bigger turning point in your life. With this, I think we are again in a point where we have to take a turn in our meeting and move towards the evaluation. So I would like to hand over the meeting to General Evaluator, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal.
Toastmaster Prasang, thank you for that segment. Let me tell you, my cheeks are sort of hurting. It was so engaging and listening to everyone's experiences. Is yours hurting as well? Okay. With this, let's move on to the evaluation segment. And the first evaluator for speaker number 1, Toastmaster Basav, is Toastmaster Varun. Toastmaster Varun is based in Bangalore. He works with Deloitte USI Consulting in cyber strategy and transformation as a solution advisor. Varun represents the new age professional tech savvy, globally aware and constantly evolving. His return to Toastmasters reflects a clear intent to sharpen communication, influence, and leadership presence alongside his technical expertise. Toastmaster Varun?
Toastmaster Varun or
You said it,
Toastmaster
right?
Rahul?
I think there's some misunderstanding. Toastmaster Gaurii. I am the evaluator for
Toastmaster Rahul.
Is it? Okay,
Prasang.
okay. So Toastmaster Rahul. Now, Toastmaster Rahul is a fitness enthusiast, and we see him taking up roles in every meeting. I'm seeing a growth trajectory. Rahul, good to see you again as an evaluator, and please go ahead.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gaurii. And coming to our speaker one, Speaker Basavraj. This speech was very heartwarming to all of us, even though many of us don't have kids, but it was so relatable. And I personally was very much hooked throughout the speech. And I loved the way you started the speech with a humor that you have two managers at your home and they don't pay you salary, nor they recognize your hard work. That was the best punchline of today. And your project was to practice using vocal variety and body language. And I think you met your project because you were throughout speech using hand gestures and they were landing correctly. You had appropriate pauses during your speech, and also you were using vocal variety a lot of times. And how I can recommend you to take this speech to the next level is, and to be honest, your speech was perfect. There are very less recommendations, but I have to be very critical here. So first is camera positioning. I saw that again. This is the second time, but your speech has improved a lot, and your camera positioning also. But it's better when we have it in front of our chest, not on in front of our stomach, so that we are at the same level when we are speaking to the speakers, to the listeners. Second point is that there was a slight grammatical error. For example, when you said that I could hear when you said that every minute I was looking at the overall clock, then it should have been every minute I was looking at the clock, and a few more things. But overall, wonderful speech. And definitely your title was apt for this speech. And yeah, this is the best investment we can make, that we spend our time with our friends and family. And yeah, you met the project details, and uh, great improvement from previous speech. Thank you very much, Vasavraj. Back to you, General Event.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. I will start with you. So Rahul, in your trajectory, in your growth, I've seen that you've become much more fluent and much more comfortable in your observations and evaluations. You have also concluding your evaluation today by relating it to the message and how important it is in your life. That is a great mark of a good evaluator. I have one recommendation for you. You used words like there were few more things which were good, or there were few more recommendations. Either give those commendations and recommendations or try to eliminate the word few more things, because it's very abstract for the speaker. Second, in your commendations, although you made your observations like his body language was better, but they were still generalized. Next time, try to compliment the effort of the speaker. Right? That will take your evaluation to the next level. Thank you. Toastmaster Basav, what can I say? You have become, again, in your journey, I've seen you becoming comfortable with humor now. initially when you began, I'm taking this liberty because I'm also stepping into the role of a mentor here. Very stiff body language, but that was not the case today. Every movement, every gesture was so intentional and added to the laughs of the room. In humor, some contrast always works. Now, you have a very serious demeanor, but the words that fall off your mouth are just hilarious. And that combination makes it doubly funny. I have the same challenge as Toastmaster Rahul has suggested, which is camera angle. I want you to take it up as a challenge now. Why can it not go up? You will see a huge difference once you do it. And the same thing for you. There was a moment in your speech when you said, why this question? Why do they ask that question? Be specific. What is this and that? If you can eliminate that part from your speech. Thank you very much. And I wish both of you all the very best. Moving on to our second speaker, which was Toastmaster Nancy. She will be evaluated by Toastmaster Samita Kar. Toastmaster Samita is a woman empowerment coach who has dedicated her life to building confident communicators and future leaders. But this is not all that I'm going to say about her. We have been a part of the XCOM and I have had the privilege to work under her leadership. And I can tell you that when we hit the phone, there is no going off it. Samita ma'am, how long have the conversations been? And we go from everywhere from Toastmasters to Nalanda to books to everything else. So very happy to have been a part of your team. Please go ahead with your evaluation.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. My target speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. Now, you already know that you are a very good speaker. I need not tell that. But the best part of your starting was it is an educational speech. You are bound by certain things that are given in the PPT, in the format, and you have to follow that. You don't have a free hand here. Whereas you started off with asking people to be on camera, which is so essential in an online meeting. And you added humor to it, saying that I wouldn't have put on my camera. There was a general laugh. The educational session became interesting, and people started being on camera just to interact with you. What a wonderful start. Kudos to you for that. Next was your pathway question. I absolutely loved it. Though all of us are in Toastmasters, pathways and path is something everyone confuses about. And this has been multiple times told to us, but still we make this mistake. What I loved is that you did not tell, you asked. And in between, you gave that slight one that, oh, a DTM has raised his hand, a DTM is speaking there. When everyone started answering, we understood general misconception. It is there, we know, but you brought it to the forefront where exactly we are going wrong. And then you went on to explain what it is all about. You spoke about the levels. You spoke about the TTM project. I'm sure many of them here was not aware, including myself a few days ago, that what this DTM project is, where we do need to apply, does it come to our website after we finish, or do we need to do something about it, which you explained very clearly. Next came the Speechcraft and the YLP Youth Program for everyone to understand. Now, these are all the good points that you told us, and we thoroughly enjoyed that. What would I ask more from you? Now, here I am nitpicking. Basically, I'm nitpicking because there's nothing to say. One, it would be good if you had a PPT in which you, or a single PPT, where you wrote down everything, because you have given a lot of information which maybe we will forget. So one PPT shared in the chat would have helped that. Second, Why is it essential for anyone to understand what this pathway is? How does it benefit every Toastmaster? That would have been added, would have been the cherry on the cake there. Can we just have the objectives right in the beginning after you had that humorous start and everyone was listening to give what are they going to get in this 15 minutes for them to be hooked? Overall, beautifully presented as usual, as always. A PPT, just share it in the chat box. Objectives and why is it important? I'm sure the next time you're going to do that. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Toastmaster Samita, when you started your evaluation, you had DTM Nancy Goyal blush. That is a great commendation. Even your recommendations, I think they were so appropriate for a distinguished level Toastmasters. And I'm sure that she will be able to apply it from her next speeches. One recommendation, you took a little bit of time in explaining the content of her speech when you were elaborating about the DTM project. So maybe you can eliminate doing that. But otherwise, I loved the evaluation. I have learned something personally, how to get the speaker blushed. Okay, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal. I think this recording can be used as a VPE pitch deck very seriously, because the repetitive questions that come from the members, we can just pass them on this recording and ask them to check that out. Now, something beautiful that you did was correcting yourself when DTM Sourav messaged you. Nobody knew that's happened. And that is actually standing up for integrity, respect, service, and excellence in imparting that knowledge to your audience today. Kudos to you on doing that. My recommendations are similar to Toastmaster Samita. An additional one, I don't want you to call yourself a stupid speaker like me. Please avoid doing that the next time. Thank you very much. Wish both of you the very best for your next roles. The third speaker was distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Sagar Dugal. Toastmaster Sagar is a celebrated anchor, MC, and live host from Delhi NCR. Sagar is known for his charisma, eloquence, and ability to make every audience feel like family. With extensive experience across weddings, corporate events, and large-scale celebrations, he consistently turns moments into memorable experiences. Sagar blends wit, warmth, and effortless audience engagement, perfectly aligned with the spirit of the Gabbys. Toastmaster Sagar Dugal.
Thank you so much. First of all, I request everyone, please give a standing ovation to Toastmaster Nitin Pathak. I request everyone, please give a standing ovation on the occasion of completion of the path. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. How many times is like how many times this happens to you, that you see someone on the stage and you'll be like, oh, I mean, this person is exactly like me. I mean, this person is actually sounding like me. And the kind of hard work he has done, the kind of a reality one is putting in front of everyone. This is and this is sounding absolutely like me. Like after listening to the Toastmaster Nitin's speech, I was in the same position, and I also do this kind of hard work, and I also do such thing, and everything what speaker was doing, everything what speaker was speaking or talking about the subject, about the humor, about the engaging path, about everything, I was like, I am resonating with each and every word. And believe me, this is one of the and believe me, this is this is I mean, one of the rarest quality on this planet under the earth when people say, "Oh my God, the stage guy is absolutely like me." I mean, making people say, uh, uh, um, uh, 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 and another good part about the speech was, and another good part about the speech was, and another good part about the speech was the I mean, natural body language. In the entire speech, my respective speaker was calm and composed. Uh, uh, and in the and in the entire speech, in the entire speech, uh, I mean, I have noticed n number of instances of the body language and the voice modulation. I remember when the speaker was uh, uh, um, I remember when the speaker was, mentioning that uh, in in the same time span, I mean, in the same, time span, uh, um, I mean, any normal people can do the DTM twice. I mean, in this sentence, I could feel the pain in his voice. I could see the change in the vocal variety and the body language. I mean, kudos to you on this. I mean, the only recommendation I have for my respective speaker is, I mean, the entire object was the speech, or the nutshell of the speech is to keep on working hard towards your work and inculcating humor. I was, uh, I mean, actually finding some, uh, anecdotes or the personal stories in which you had done this much of hard work. I mean, uh, or you, I mean, or you has used, I mean, any XYZ, technique to inculcate any humor in your speech. Apart from this, everything was good to go. Incredible body language throughout the speech. That was, very natural. And I would love to see you again and again on stage. And with this, over to our journal evaluator.
Toastmaster Sagar, like everyone else, I also want to talk about your growth as a Toastmaster up till now. Now, this is I'm not sure if you were there in the last meeting when you were the language evaluator, and distinguished Toastmaster Sourav said the same thing. There is so much of depth in your observation, and even in how you're controlling your speech. It is much better from before, and please continue the growth trajectory. Something that Toastmaster Sagar needs to be applauded on is when he acknowledged that this is the pathbreaker speech. He even put it in the message below. Again, it talks about his commitment to his speaker and acknowledging the effort that the path is finally coming to an end. Another thing that you did beautifully was you related the speech to you, how it impacted you and how it related to you. The parallels that you drew were encouraging. Even in your recommendations, when you asked distinguished Toastmaster Nitin, because it's his path-breaking speech, you asked him to share some techniques, and I think a very, very valid recommendation, which DTM Nitin can keep in mind. Moving on to the speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Nitin. I thought only I related to your speech, but even your evaluator, Toastmaster Sagar, related. Let me tell you how I related, and it's uncanny how many similarities that we have. The joke master's role, being overconfident about something, not wanting to become a distinguished Toastmaster and going through that RDS process, just simply giving speeches, even if there are no projects, and seeing those laughs on other people. Takeaways if they come. Otherwise, why can't we just have everybody laughing? And let me just tell you, there are times I have messaged my evaluator, please don't recommend me on the message. There was no message in your speech. So I relate to you extremely closely. Now, I would have said, why did you not stand up to give your speech? But it was somehow going with the energy with which you were speaking. There was a subtle tone to your voice. You were sitting, there was not much hand gesture, and that was adding to the calmness. I felt that you are describing a journey. It somehow worked for me. You not standing in today's speech somehow worked for me. I have one recommendation. Now, when you say that you want to learn about giving messages in your speeches and your humor path is already over, I'm going to tell you what my mentor told me. There's a difference between stand-up comedy and there's a difference between a speech. And the difference is actually the takeaway for the audience, which is a message. So if you want to just ruffle a few feathers, go in for the joke master's role. But if you're going in for serious business, then you have the humorous speeches. I wish you all the best, distinguished Toastmaster Nitin and Toastmaster Sagar. With this, let me get on with the rest of the evaluation segment. May I request Toastmaster Suchita to please come up with her timer report.
Yeah. Speaker number 2, DTM Nancy, has crossed the time, which is 15 minutes 53 seconds. And evaluation 3, Toastmaster Sagar has crossed time, which is 3 minutes 44 seconds. So except these two, all are the green. So all are within the time limits. I will share my report in the chat box.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suchita, for explaining. Am I audible? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suchita, for sharing your report. Can we have the language evaluator? Toastmaster Chaithra.
All right, I'm back again with my language evaluation report. So if I have to quickly tell y'all, I have taken I've broken this down into 6 parts. I'll quickly walk you all through it. It's not going to be elaborate, to be honest. Let me give you that heads up. It's not elaborate. Um, Firstly, with regard to articulation or naturally increasing your volume, this is a commonality that I noted with most of y'all. So my suggestion as language evaluator for today would be open your mouth when you're trying to utter a word. So don't ask me this, how much should I open my mouth? Okay. So I really can't say that. But I can definitely say you don't have to measure, and you can easily figure that out by uttering words like ah, oh, oh. That gives away your natural voice really out of your system, and you're heard. And thirdly, the word is articulated very clearly. Second pointer, punctuation pause. This is a trick that I would like to put forth to y'all. I'm sure most of y'all, whatever y'all speaking, you have a portion of it scripted. You have written down what you want to speak. So if there are punctuations that's included in that, wherever you see punctuation, for example, a dot, a full stop, or a comma, take a breath, pause. That in itself uh, will help you inculcate the habit to pause as you speak, and will eventually let you learn how to um, articulate yourself and speak much better. Thirdly, your body language of your voice, something that I clearly noted with some of y'all. It's like you are saying something that holds a lot of excitement. I am extremely delighted, but then you're saying it as I'm extremely delighted. And then you're saying something that is very, very serious, but then you're smiling. This accident occurred in 1945 in my house, something like that. So your body, your facial expression, and your voice should all very well sync. So please be cautious of that. Fourthly, I've seen a very a collective uh, addiction to a certain words among all of us. That is actually, really, okay. So all of us have been using these filler words quite often. So I would request you all be mindful of that. It's okay, it happens, but then be mindful of that. The fifth one being the pregnant pause. I would call that way. So this was very effectively used by Toastmaster Basavaraj. Let's kudos to you, Toastmaster Basavaraj. Let's give a round of applause. His entire speech was articulated with all of these pregnant pauses. He uttered every word clearly. The next one being, and the final one, instead of giving you the word of the day, I think it was just Toastmaster Ashwin who reached out to me asking you, did I miss you giving word of the day? Ashwin, you got it right. But then I did not miss. Instead of giving you the word of the day, I was hunting for the most transformative word or an idiom or a phrase you all used so I can bring forth, which aligns very well with the theme for today's meeting. And the word that I noted was converge. Kudos to you, General Evaluator Gaurii, for using that word. Let's give a round of applause for her for using that word. I noticed this beautifully aligned with the theme for today, that is turning point. If you would want to know what the word converge means, it is move towards a particular direction where each other or all of it meets at a particular point. They come together and attain the purpose. So that's the meaning of converge, which is nothing but turning point. And if you would want to know how to pronounce this word, converge, the V in it, emphasize on it, so you will attain the clarity that you need when you say the word. And the second is the phrase, the final element. The phrase that caught my attention was off the guard, which also syncs very well with the theme, that is turning point. You do something or say something without a preparation. So kudos to you, DTM Nitin Pathak. Kudos to you, DTM Nancy, for saying that. So these are the two main elements, being the word of the day and phrase, that I'd like to leave back with y'all, along with the other 5 pointers. And thank you so much for your time. Over to you, General Evaluator Gaurii.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaithra. Now, personally, it's a pleasure to listen to you, and the main reason is articulation. Today, you gave us a mini tutorial, and you practice what you preach, right? So, opening your mouth and speaking, however funny it was, but it was also very helpful. Now, you are a very direct communicator that also adds humor. Like you're calling out straight, please open your mouth and speak. Also, a googly, very well handled. Yes, you missed the word of the day, but it's not about always being correct. It's about how do you handle it. And the way you did handle by giving us an idiom and a word, kudos to you on that. One quick recommendation, be mindful of time a little bit. That is the whole challenge, to wrap up what we want to say in a shorter period of time. With this, I'm going to move on with the evaluation of the meeting. Okay, let me first start with the role takers, which is, I'm left with the Toastmaster of the day. Toastmaster Prasang. Can I see him? Yeah. Toastmaster Prasang, a very engaging TMOD session. There were happy vibes, vibrant energy. People were smiling. People were interacting. And today, your voice, your smile, and your theme were major contributors to this energy. There is a recommendation that I gave you earlier, which is to acknowledge every speaker and their experiences. You did that beautifully today. I just found you to be very comfortable with the meeting. You were in control of your time, in control of your segment. One recommendation, please check on the speakers a little bit. We did miss DTM Nitin, and also that it was his pathbreaker speech, and that it deserved a mention and an applause. Apart from this, today I did not see the agenda of the meeting, and that was also adding to a little bit of a last minute confusion. There is a recommendation I have for everyone in the room. Please come on camera. It adds to the energy. And if not on camera, then at least fill up the screen with emojis. It doesn't take much. I mean, why would you attend a Toastmaster meeting Saturday 10 a.m. if there was neither of it that you could do, either come on camera or participate with showing some reactions. There's a pattern that I observe in a meeting. We have a lot of humorous speakers coming up. Toastmaster Basav, distinguished Toastmaster Nitin, Toastmaster Ashwin. I am sweating. Okay, I thought that I am the sole flag bearer of this, but I am shaky now. Thank you for adding to that competition. I am looking forward to more speeches. That is all I have to say for this meeting. With this, I hand over the stage back to the presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal.
We need to give it to Toastmaster Prasang to close it off as TMOD.
Guilty as charged. I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Prasang.
Yeah, thanks, Toastmaster Gaurii for the suggestion. I will work on that. Can we launch the polls? Okay. Meanwhile, you are launching the poll, let me wrap up the theme. So, as we come to the end of the meeting, let me bring us back to the theme, right? The turning point. So, like today we heard amazing speeches, educational session, and the evaluation. And if we think about it, right, this meeting itself is a small turning point, right? And so here is what I want to leave you with at the end of the meeting. So you do not need to wait for a big dramatic turning point to change your life. Sometimes the turning point is simply a decision you make today to try, to show up, to not give up, right? So thank you for everyone for making today meeting a turning point worth remembering. Now I would like to hand over the meeting to our presiding officer, DTM Nancy Goyal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Prasang. Well, that is yet another a beautiful meeting, a very energetic meeting, and all thanks to our Toastmaster of the day for leading this entire meeting so smoothly. Can we have a round of applause for Toastmaster Prasang Mani here? There's some sort of electric energy when people join the club as a reinstated member, people who have been part of the club earlier and then they take a break and then come back. That's the kind of energy I've seen in Toastmaster Prasang. It was quite a difficult time, Prasang, that time when I used to, when you were a member earlier, to ask you to take up a TMOD role and you're like, Nancy, what? Okay, maybe next week. Okay, maybe next to next week, or maybe next to next to next week. And that week never came. And suddenly there's so much of change that you have brought to your personality. And this is not only about Prasang, this is equally about Sagar as well. This is something I have observed with Toastmaster Sagar Duggal, where he was someone who was not as active as he is today. So cheers to all those reinstated members of the Gabbys family. I'm loving the energy you're bringing to the table. Now, as we are talking about the energy, I think, Akib, it's time to come back. Gaurii is waiting for that message. Can we hear it from our guests? How was the meeting today? I see Ajay Sahu. Ajay, are you around? Oh, I see Jitendra as well. Jitendra, time for you to come back as well. Yes, Ajay, are you around?
Yes, I am here.
Any feedback on the meeting? How was your experience today?
Yeah, really, every time I'm coming something new, like I'm able to see something new. So it's quite educational, and I would say it is something new for me to learn.
It's really interesting to know that we are able to provide something new week on week, because that's where this biggest struggle is. So thank you so much for pointing this out, and we look forward to having you in our upcoming meetings as well. I see guest Satya here. Satya, how has been your experience?
Yeah, it was a wonderful meeting. I've learned a lot of things. I've noted that to recommend in our club, that so many things. The way you explained about the pathways and the differentiation, I didn't know that all is well. It's been 1 year I was in Toastmasters, but now I came to learn this, and thanks to the whole team and members, I loved it.
Thank you so much, Satya. I must commend you for being here throughout the meeting. You were on camera, and that's where I'm not seeing even many of our members doing so. So, thank you so much for encouraging the speakers while being on camera, nodding and clapping wherever it was needed. So, thank you so much. And I'm really happy that we were able to add value to your learning today while you spent 2 hours with us at the Gabbys. With this, I saw Jitendra unmuting himself. Jitendra, would you like to share a few words?
So Nancy, the intention of coming to this Toastmaster, because still I could see familiar faces, Gaurii, you, Samitaji, then Mitaji. So still I feel connected with this club, and of course there is a challenge that how I can build that habit of continuing and restart again. So that is what I'm trying to test again, and how I can be part of it. So let's see if I can keep that momentum. But yeah, it's always great to be part of this Gabby's Toastmaster and learn from different meetings. It's always you always take home some or the other thing. So that's the best part about these meetings.
Thank you so much, Jitendra. You forgot to take Gauri's name. Gaurii has said hi to you. Well,
No, I
having said
mentioned
that,
her name. I mentioned her name.
okay, I missed hearing her name. So yes, the easiest way to come back is to not come back. You don't need to pay, you don't need to commit anything, just be there as guest, attend meetings whenever it's convenient for you. Once you think that okay, it's convenient and I'm able to build a habit, then you be a part of the club. No commitments, nothing from your side, just enjoy, sit back, enjoy your time and learn. Help us learn whenever you are there.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
what I'm going to do this time. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining. Well, with this, the poll results are out, and out as in front of me, not in front of you. I'll be announcing it for you all. Now, we will start with the best speaker for today. Well, the best speaker for today is someone. We don't have any best speaker poll. Nobody voted. Nobody corrected me. Reason being, we had a pathbreaker speech, and whenever there's an icebreaker or a pathbreaker, as a mark of respect to our speakers who are either starting their path or completing their path, we don't have any competition there. So no best speaker, but I must say both the speakers today, Toastmaster Basav Raja, I'm really afraid of him. He's so humorous. Whenever me and him are there in the same poll, he's the winner all the time. So you are automatically a winner, Toastmaster Basav Raja. Thank you for delivering such a humorous speech today. Totally loved it. I still wonder why you are not Elon Musk. So a question that will keep on popping up. And distinguished Toastmaster Nitin Pathak, amazing pathbreaker. I think the stance of sitting and speaking is also a casual stance where you feel that you are very comfortable being a speaker. Love that stance. However, I would love to see you speaking, standing in front of the camera. No speaker slot until you are standing in front of camera.
I
So
thought you want people to be in-person meeting. I'm always in
I do, but not with such a caveat. Okay, so first you stand and speak in front of the camera, then we will give you a speaker slot in person. So I need to tell this to the next VP Education. And the third one was an educational session by me, already evaluated by two of my mentees. So I'm really elated. Thank you so much, Gaurii and Samita, for such a beautiful evaluation. They are the same in person as well on calls. They will keep on nitpicking and telling me what needs to be corrected, and I love it. I expect the same from the members, whosoever is listening to my speech. Now, coming to the evaluators for today, we had Toastmaster Rahul Swami, we had Toastmaster Samita Kar, and Toastmaster Sagar Duggal. Two of the evaluators are literally fighting for the spot here, but the best one for today's meeting, who has taken larger chunk of the pie, is Toastmaster Samita Kar. Congratulations, Toastmaster Samita, for being the best evaluator today. Next, we had auxiliary role takers. I'll just quickly check. Okay, no, this is, yes, this is auxiliary role takers. We had 2 role takers, and one of the role takers has taken a larger chunk. While we always say that the meetings are not possible without the timer being present, sometimes the role takers perform so extraordinarily that people want to give votes to. So today's extraordinarily performed role was by the evaluator, language evaluator, Toastmaster Chaithra. Congratulations, Toastmaster Chaithra, for giving us such an evaluation. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Suchita, for the timer role today. You have done it flawlessly. Am I missing out on any of the polls? Oh yes, I see we had 2 main rule takers today. Toastmaster of the day, who introduced us to a turning point. Well, I must say today is a turning point. After today, our meetings are going to be presided over by a new president, and the VP Education would be different. The entire XCOM team would be different, and we are going to bring in a few more changes as we keep on growing. Thank you so much for having such an apt team at such an apt time. But the cake has been taken by someone who actually gave us the evaluation on the same, Toastmaster Gaurii Aggarwal. Congratulations for being the best main role taker for today's meeting. With this, I think I've announced all the polls. I close meeting number 280 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club. I would love to see you all on Tuesday for the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters meeting at 7:30 p.m. With this, wish you the best of the day today, and happy Saturday, everybody. Thank you for joining the meeting.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Gaby.